Welcome back to another Movies with Andy. Today's movie is Avatar: Fire and Ash.
This is the only pure thing in this world. The fire came from the mountain, burnt our forest.
So Avatar: Fire and Ash actually picks up like pretty much right after The Way of the Water. And yes, the Sully family is still in danger, so they have to be very careful in this one. And I was actually very lucky to be invited to one of the screenings for Avatar: Fire and Ash in 4DX, which if you haven't done 4DX, go do it. But before I get into that, let me just start off with things that I liked from this film. You know what? I feel like one of my biggest critiques for a lot of movies are always that the graphics or the CGI doesn't look the greatest. But a round of applause to all the editors, animators, and CGI makers to this movie. Because oh my gosh, was it all beautiful, from the landscape to the actual Na'vi people, to the animals, to everything just around them. It all looked amazing. Not once did I think Pandora doesn't really exist. This is a documentary, right? This is happening right now. But no, yes, they just did an amazing job, so big shout out to you guys. And of course, all the actors did an amazing job with their roles. And I did like that this one included Jake Sully a lot more than Way of the Water. I did feel like Way of the Water did center around the kids more, but this one was more kids, but Jake Sully was at the center of it. So Sam Worthington is still killing it as Jake Sully. And being a new dad, I feel like this movie resonated with me a little bit more because of the dad aspect and how he tries to keep his family together and all the things he actually has to do for them. So I also really like that, not just from a movie reviewer aspect, from a parent aspect as well. And also the pacing in this movie was just done very well. It just starts right off the bat with a big action sequence, and then it slows down, gives us some story, and then bam, another big action sequence. And then of course the big finale action sequence is amazing as well. But I feel like they did a good job with keeping us like entertained the whole 3 hours and 17 minutes of this film. And going back to action sequences, I feel like they just did an amazing job, especially with the flying sequences, the fighting sequences, the firing at each other while they're flying sequences, on the ground sequences, in the water sequences. It was just amazing to see all of it work together and look amazing. Oh yeah, and this isn't a huge spoiler, but the humans aren't the only enemy in this movie this time. They do have the Fire and Ash Na'vi that they have to fight with as well. Just the main leader for the Fire and Ash people was just so intimidating and so scary and ruthless because she didn't care who she had to kill to get what she wants. And the Colonel is also there, so I just feel like it gave you two really good bad guys for them. And man, is there some emotional scenes in this film. Some emotional scenes from people I didn't expect from this movie as well. I just feel like they were able to blend a good mixture of comedy, action, and emotional scenes. And also, I really like the motive for the Fire and Ash leader of why she hates everybody. And then why she hates a specific entity for a specific reason, without getting into too many spoilers. So I just feel like her motives were pretty understandable and why she is evil and why she is the way she is. And all the kids also do an amazing job with their characters. And specifically for the oldest, well, now oldest son, sorry, R.I.P. I did like his storylines because he was just trying so hard to prove himself to his dad that he is a man and he can take care of himself and the family as well. But he is a teenager as well, so I do feel like he just messes up a couple of times throughout the film. I just feel like it gave it a really cool dynamic between Jake Sully and his son. Also, I know that this is just a little side note, but I feel like there was a lot more Avatar love in this movie, and there was just like more innuendos in there, which was very interesting to see in an Avatar movie. And that was some things that I didn't really like from this film. I did say that the pacing and the action sequences in this movie were really great, but when there wasn't those action sequences, I do feel like the movie slowed down a bit. Yes, in those slow moments they are just trying to build up more of the story, but I do feel like it kind of slowed it down because there are these big, amazing, grand action sequences. Also, it's not a huge critique, but it did kind of affect the film for me, that it was a really just straight up movie. Like there wasn't too many twists and turns in there. You kind of just knew where it was going and what it's leading up to. Which I do wish that there was some mystery or some twist in there, something we didn't expect. So now, would I watch Avatar: Fire and Ash in the theaters again? Yes, I completely would, and specifically in 4DX. And I didn't put this in my pros section of this video because not everyone has a 4DX theater near them. But if you do have the chance to go watch this movie, go watch it in 4DX. It was just really cool to be flying with Torok Maktu like in the air and all the action sequences, getting shot at with the air cannons, and it's just a very fun experience. Especially for this movie that has a lot going on throughout the film. Like I said, I did like the second movie, but I do feel like I like this one a little bit more than the second one. Number one will always be the best for me, but this one was a really good movie as well. I just had lots of fun with this film and I wouldn't mind watching it again. So let me know, where does Avatar Fire and Ash rank in your Avatar trilogy? And I would love to hear what you thought about this film in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie reviews every week.